Hello, and here we are. It's Novgorod, Veliki Novgorod train station. The air around here is the same air that would have filled the lungs of Rurik and his descendants. And that fella there, Alexander Nevsky. We're going to take a walk up there to the Kremlin and some of the old ancient sites of Veliki Novgorod. This was erected in 2008. The awarding of Veliki Novgorod the title of City of Military Glory by the President, Dmitry Medvedev. All sorts of other little carvings here. Peter the Great, metropolitan job. It's the strengthening of Novgorod defences at the start of the Great Northern War. 1611, the defence of Novgorod from the Swedes. It's 1170. It's like the defence of by the Novgorodian troops against Vladimir Suzdal. It's Yaroslav the Wise campaigning for the unification of the Rus. There's that many. It's a long, long history here. And of course, 20th century war memorial, of course, is here as well. We'll keep walking on, and my heart's sank. I can hear some live music, and it's loud and bassy. I hope it's not going to piss me off. Yeah, but it's coming from the direction I'm going in, so I think I might be out of luck. It is a Saturday, first Saturday in June. It's hot, so I'm a wee bit irritable. But let's see what we see. So far, so good. Hero of the Soviet Union, Partisan Yelenya Golikov. Very Soviet bouquet. Here we are. Stuff like this really annoys me. Somebody's made a path, well, not someone, loads of people have made a path here. Is it too much to ask just to go down there? Come on, eh? I know little things in that, but come on. It's the height of fucking laziness. Oh, excuse me. It's the height of bloody laziness. And it's not just here, it's everywhere. Everywhere I've ever been to, people just want to take a shortcut. Yeah, I guess it's just, maybe it's just me. It's fussy. It's fussy for the rules. Why cut across grass when it's like, it's going to save you 5 seconds? Yeah, no one's that bloody busy that they really need to save 5 seconds. Guilty party. Sergei Rachmaninoff, one of the truly great composers. He's born in Novgorod lands, and he used to say that the chiming bells of St. Sophia's Cathedral really inspired him, and he desperately missed hearing that sound when he was living abroad. Yeah, a Novgorodian genius. Historic monuments of Novgorod and surroundings were inscribed upon the UNESCO World Heritage List in December 1992. Inscription on this list confirms their outstanding universal value, which deserves protection for the benefit of all of humanity. I'm surprised no one's trying to get them off now. But there we go. I guess there was a moat down there. Yeah, that concert's starting to really piss me off. It's going from like traditional music to kind of poppy rap crap and Barbie Girl I heard not that long ago. Ah man, why come on a Saturday? Anyway, let's go inside the Kremlin. The bell tower of St. Sophia's Cathedral. Guess these are the ones that Rachmaninoff used to listen to. St. Sophia's 10th century cathedral. It has some fresco there, but it's all peeling away. This is the monument to 1,000 years of Russian statehood. It was erected in 1862, and it's still there in all its glory. And no one's proposed to tear this down. Yeah, at the top there is an angel with a cross. That's a personification of orthodoxy. And the woman kneeling there is Russia, the state of Russia submitting to orthodoxy. And there's 17 of these large figures all around. And it's important where they're orientated. They're not there by accident. I mean, they're not placed in the positions by accident. Thus, Peter the Great there, he's looking north. He's gazing north towards the Baltic Sea, and his dream of making Russia a naval power and its new capital at St. Petersburg. Each of these groupings, yeah, it's a symbolic meaning. It shows the role of the sovereign or princes or whatever, and they strengthen the borders of the state. For example, that's Ivan III, and he's obviously looking east. There's Peter up there, so Ivan's looking east towards Moscow. I don't know who they all are, but I guess you could guess. Southeast is Prince Dmitry Donskoy, and he's looking southeast because that's where the Tatar threat comes from. That's Rurik and Vladimir looking south towards the capital, Kiev. Menin and Pozharsky facing west. The Lithuanians, the Livonians. This whole monument, there's only 6 females. They're the woman at the top, symbolising Russia. There's a woman symbolising a Christian who brought a baby for baptism. There's Princess Olga, Marfa Boritskaya, Anastasia Romanova, and Catherine II. In fact, we could probably see Marfa Boritskaya around here. Yeah, directly under Peter the Great. She was the instigator of the fight against the annexation of Novgorod to the Principality of Moscow. She lost her sons doing it, and then she was sent to a monastery but died on the way. Around at the bottom there's 109 figures. Statesmen, well, the usual, what you would expect to be here. Statesmen, military figures and heroes, enlighteners, probably artists. For example, writers and artists, you'll find Lermontov, Krylov, Zhukovsky, Lomonosov, Glinka, etc., etc. While you're enlighteners, you'll find probably like Saint Cyril, Methodius, Sergius of Radonezh. Now that looks like the thinkers and enlighteners around here. Patriarch Nikon, Dmitry Metropolitan of Rostock, etc., etc. It's too many to mention. The one person who you won't find here is Ivan IV, or Ivan the Terrible. I know that's not the correct translation, but that's how he's known as. Like it, lump it. Yeah, Ivan IV is not here. Just out of pure respect for the people of Novgorod, because of the slaughter and the murders committed by the Oprichniks of Ivan IV back in the day. He's been left off of this. The Bolsheviks called this the monument to the millennium of autocratic oppression, and it was stigmatized for not having images of peasants and workers on it. But I don't even think they dared to tear it down. It's some sculpture, that's for sure. Yaroslavl's court has been the main political and commercial centre of Veliki Novgorod since the 11th century. The name comes from the princely residence founded here by the Prince Yaroslav the Wise. Novgorod Vechi, or Noble Citizens' Assembly, gathered by the walls of St Nicholas Cathedral. There was a big market nearby. For this reason, the right bank side of Veliki Novgorod is called Market Side. In the early 12th century, in the St Nicholas Cathedral, St John on Opoki Church, the Church of the Assumption on the Map, were built here under the rule of Prince Mstislav and his son Vsevolod. Jesus Christ. In the 13th to 16th century, stone churches were constructed at Yaroslavl's court by the merchant unions of Veliki Novgorod. Yeah, how about that? Bet you didn't know that. Oh, look at that. I don't know if that's real or posing for a magazine or what. Anyway, all the best, mate. You'll need it. That there behind me is the Volkhov River. Up there it flows into Lake Ilmen, and it's Novgorod's position on the river. The that made it one of Europe's largest cities back in the 11th, 12th century. It was huge, comparatively huge. The Novgorod land stretched as far as the northern Urals, from the Baltic Sea, the Gulf of Finland, at some distance. Although back in those days, further east you went, or north, it was really sparsely populated, but nevertheless, it was a hell of a territory. Much sought after. There's a lot of trading going on. The traders came from far and wide, from Europe, from Byzantium. This was the way from the Baltic to the Greeks, the Vikings or Varangians were looking for. Way back in medieval times, this was a Hanseatic city, the Hanseatic League, which was, I don't know how to describe it really, it's like a medieval EU, I suppose. Just a lot of trading cities that got together and basically organised a trading bloc, and they would come here, the merchants of the cities of the Hanseatic League would come here with their goods, but they wouldn't go any further into Rus. They would stay in Novgorod and do their dealings, and they would sell to local merchants over there where we've just been. But unfortunately, that was known as Yaroslavl's court, but unfortunately these days it's all under renovation, so there's nothing much to see here. Oh sorry, nothing much to see over there. But yeah, they would import non-ferrous metals, amber, Baltic herring, salt, fabrics, you name it. But Novgorodians in turn, their goods were more sought after. Back in the day, monarchs, nobles, generally anyone for better money in Northern Europe needed fur to clothe themselves. And the fur business here was huge. Rare furs like ermine, sable, marten, leather boots, tanned by masters of the trade in Novgorod. Wax candles from Russia, they were flickered in all the altars of the European Gothic cathedrals. Not only was Novgorod large, it was also very rich, because there was seemingly an unlimited amount of fur. Trappers, skinners, processors, they all knew what they were doing. The Hanseatic League, like I said, was like a medieval EU. They thought they weren't to be messed with, you know. They could get together, show their power, enforce trade embargoes. Would that be the same as, I'm trying to draw a parallel here by the EU imposing sanctions? Nah, I'm not really, but yeah, it's not too much of a stretch. Yeah, they thought they could force other territories into doing what they want. But Novgorod was able to resist them just because, like today, Russia's got too much of what everyone else wants and needs. I'll take a wee rest. It's starting to rain. This has turned into a bit of disaster actually. I was using my little action cam. I had 2 new batteries and they both ran out of charge. I don't think I'd charged them properly, or I hadn't charged them. I think I might have charged them about a month ago and thought that was it, but no. That was clearly not it. I got about 5 minutes of usable footage from that camera, and then I had to switch to the phone. And I'm not used to the phone because I keep looking at the screen where I am rather than looking into the green light where the lens is. So forgive me, I'm not half cut. I've not been drinking, I'm just pissed off. The image of Novgorod, or as a Volney or free-willed Novgorod, it's kind of become part of the national consciousness. The Novgorod Republic is one of the earliest examples of a semi-democratic system, I think. I think it'd be a bit of a stretch to say it was like a full-on democracy, but I doubt it. But it did have an example of people meeting in the town and deciding what the town is going to do. So yeah, but those people were not everyday people. They were the wealthy and the nobles. Under the rule of Prince Yaroslav the Wise, the offspring of tribal leaders who settled in Novgorod were granted special rights, tax privileges even, including the right to self-government. The deep sounds of the Vechevoy Kolokol, or the assembly bell, summoned the residents of Novgorod to the Veche, where important republic-level decisions were made at the assembly. In the 12th century, the Novgorodians decided to choose their prince. They discussed it. They chose every new prince, the limits to his power, the cost, how much they were paying him, etc. And the power was even divided between the prince and the posatnik, or the governor, who was elected by the, should I say, honest men at the Veche. The Prince of Novgorod was never allowed to hold court or appoint the subordinates to govern any district without the governor's approval. So I find it hard to believe there was no nepotism in those days. But if that's the case, then good on them. Even the archbishop could be chosen by the Veche. So it's no surprise that free-willed Novgorod is a nickname. His Majesty Lord Novgorod the Great. That's its full name back in the old days. He was so free-thinking and so great that no sooner than Ivan IV, or the Terrible, had taken over Novgorod in a battle, that he ordered the Vechevoy bell down. It was to be publicly whipped and then pull out its, I don't know what you call it, its dong, not its dong, that sounds rude, its dinger, just to make the voice of the Veche fall silent. Yeah, dong's not the right word. I know that thing that strikes the bell has got a name, but I just can't think of it at the moment. So I'm just going to use dinger instead of dong. Apparently that fella's called Sadko. Now I've never heard of him, but I've done some digging and I'm still not sure if it's real or not. But he's got a nice place, look. Yeah, his fountain overlooks quite a lovely little area. Rumours are to believed. This fella Sadko is a legendary hero of poems and epic songs. He's currently seen as the embodiment of the freedom-loving spirit of Novgorodians. Proud and a free-willed merchant, he lived and he carried his trade in the Novgorod lands and beyond, just bigging up Novgorod and praising its virtues and all its positives. So yeah, that's what you do to get a statue, even if you're real or not. Bloody hell. This is turning into a right comedy. Not only is both batteries in my little camera died and I've got to use the phone, it's starting to rain. It was really windy earlier, so when I was standing by the river I doubt you could hear anything. So this has turned into a fair old disaster. So much so that I'm just going to head back to my train. Well, we'll walk a little bit and see if we can see anything else, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm done, because nothing has gone according to plan. Yeah, it's not all Kremlins and cathedrals. This is Novgorod for the majority of the people. Nothing wrong with it, it's just that's how people live here. Get similar places back home. Nah, don't get snooty about it. This is just normal. I do believe that's a booze shop. Yeah, that's a dream come true for most people down my way. Living above an off licence. Get your booze without having to go outside. And we're back. Yeah, my train doesn't leave for another 45 minutes or whatever. maybe an hour. I can't actually remember, I better go and check. Yeah, but it's in there somewhere. Yeah, I'm just looking at the statue of Nevsky. I think he was once voted the ultimate Russian, or like something like the best loved Russian from history or something like that. One thing you did know, you knew how to prioritise. I think he figured that yeah, the Mongols will go away eventually, but in the meantime all they want's money, all they want's taxes. They let us pick our own prince, they let us practice our orthodoxy. They basically let us get on with it as long as we pay them. So that's what he did. Paid tribute to, I think it was Batu-Khan or whoever it was, throughout the years. But he also saw the threat from the west, the Swedes the first, but more importantly from the Germans, or the Livonians, the Livonian Order, the Knights of the Livonian Order, the Catholic Knights of the Livonian Order, if I could get their bloody name right, or even if that is their name. Yeah, but they were the real threat. The Mongols, they just wanted money. But the Livonian Order wanted to wipe out Orthodoxy, which means wipe out the Rus, or wipe out Muscovy, or the burgeoning Russia. So yeah, and he defeated them on the lake. I can't remember its name. It starts with a P. It was some achievement. An army, war horses with knights in shining armour, a cavalry, defeated by a Novgorodian infantry on foot. There was some talk about that being an extension of the Fourth Crusade. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not an expert, but I know the Fourth Crusade to the Holy Land, sponsored obviously by the Vatican, ended up with the Crusaders going a bit mental in Byzantium or Constantinople and slaughtering loads of Orthodox, or Greek Orthodox at the time, I'd imagine. Yeah, but they went on a rampage and slaughtered the Orthodox. So I think news of that must have got back up north and went, whoa, these guys want to wipe us out. Threat from the west against the east. I'm not drawing any parallels, you can draw your own conclusions, but every so often the West always tries to wipe out Russia, or so Russians believe. And when you see the historical record, it's hard to argue with that. Maybe today's world's a wee bit different, but the rhetoric is still the same. Russia should be broken up, Russia should be dismantled, it's too big. It's too big, but it's a joke. Economically a joke, military joke, but it's too big and it must be dismantled. Make your mind up. What is it? Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm rambling because I'm annoyed that my battery's died on my phone and I'm stuck using my phone, and then I have to hold my phone and I get my hand in the way of the camera and it looks crap. And I had big plans for this, but came to nothing because I wasn't prepared, as usual. But I hope it made some sense. Anyway, I'm going to get back to sleep. In fact, I'm going to get something to eat, because I've not had anything to eat yesterday because I wasn't feeling so good. This is why it's sort of double pissed me off, because I wasn't feeling good yesterday. I felt like I wasted the whole day yesterday, which I did. And I'm not here for I'm not in St. Petersburg for that long, but I wasted the whole day yesterday on like running to the toilet. Too much information probably, but yeah, that's what happened. So that's why I'm doubly annoyed, because I've already wasted one day, and then I came out today and then I had battery troubles, and it started raining when I'm trying to use my phone, and you don't want to do that. Rambling. So I think this is as good a place as any to leave us. The good old Novgorod the Great, Vauxhall. Alright, probably see you some other time from some other place. Not too far away. Maybe I'll vlog in St. Petersburg. I'll get round to it before I leave. And I'm off to Moscow. Right, see you later, bye bye.